today I want to talk about one-sided limits. So you might have seen two-sided limits before. Actually, I'm assuming that you have, but you probably haven't seen a one-sided limit before or seeing it for the first time. So what does that look like? Well, we can see here that we have the limit as x approaches c of f of x. But there's a small change. We can see on this one, the c has a little minus sign above it. And on this one, the c has a little positive sign above it. When you see that, that means that we are working with a one-sided limit, not a two-sided limit. So what does that mean? Well, if we're going to, let's start off with the c that has the little minus sign above it. So on our graph, this is our c x value, right? We're approaching c. And this little minus sign means that we're approaching it from values less than c, meaning we're approaching it from the left side. So we're approaching it like this, right? We're not approaching it from this side over here. We're approaching it from values less than c. So on a graph, that would be like that, right? Then this little positive sign right here means that we're approaching c from values greater than c. So think about if we have 5 and we're approaching 5, you have 5.1, 5.01, 5.001, right? That's values greater than 5. So values greater than c, we're coming at it like this. So on our graph, it would look like that, okay? So in this case, we would say that both of these equal L, right? Because as we get closer and closer and closer to C from this side, we're getting closer and closer to L. And as we get closer and closer to C from this side, we're getting closer to L. So we say they both equal L. Now that's very, very nice, because that means that we can say that the limit as x approaches C, the two-sided limit of f of x, also equals L, right? If, say we had it, and we'll look at an example of this pretty soon. Say we had it so this equaled, h, right? Then we could not be able to say that the two-sided limit equals L. We would in fact say that the two-sided limit does not exist. In order for a two-sided limit to exist, both of the one-sided limits have to approach the same number, and obviously they must exist, right? So let's get rid of this, and let's look at a case when they won't approach the same number. And the most common case of that will be a piecewise function, right? Where the point that you're approaching has a little split between the functions. So let's say that this is, actually here, let's draw it like this, right? So we go to here and it's not defined at this point here, and then down here, it is defined at that point, and then we keep going. And we'll say that this right here is C. Okay? So here, let me draw the X and the Y. So let's just start off with looking at the limit. Here, and real quick, let me label these. So this will be A, and down here, this will be B, right? And these are on the same line. So the limit as X approaches C from the, let's start with the negative direction, right? The value is less than C. So we want to look at the graph. Where are the values less than C? Well, the values are less than C over here. So we get closer and closer to C. We're staying on the line where Y equals A, right? This is just how the piecewise function that I've made worked out, right? It's a pretty simple one. So we're staying on the line Y equals A. So we are approaching A. So we'll call this f of x. So this equals A. This limit equals A. Then the limit as x approaches C from the values greater than C of f of x, right, equals, well, let's look on our graph again. Where are the values greater than C? Well, that's down here, right? Not up here. There's no graph over here, right? So we can't look over here. We have to look down here. The values are greater than C here. So we're getting closer and closer to C. As we get closer and closer to C, we're staying on the Y equals B line. So then we just say that this equals B. So that if we were to talk about the two-sided limit, the limit as x approaches C of f of x, we would say the limit does not exist, right? The two-sided limit, in order for that to exist, the one-side limits must both exist and equal the same number. Hopefully that gave you a little insight into what a two-side limit is and why we need to think about them. Let me know if I said anything wrong or if you have anything additional to add. Have a great day.